My next guest used to be warm-up comedian in this very studio for this very show. Since then, he's gone rapidly downhill to the point where now he has his own television show and is currently touring to sell out audiences and standing ovations. Ladies and gentlemen, Peter Kay.
See you.
You too.
How are you?
I'm very well. I'm very well. Sit yourself down.
Is everybody all right? You can't get out of it.
You can't, can you? No, you used to do that for a living, didn't you, eh?
I used to introduce you.
I know you did. I mean, you've gone rapidly downhill since then, haven't you?
It is, but I'm signing on.
Yeah.
I'm signing on this morning.
Joining the queue, are you?
You're lucky I could fit you in. Job club.
I bet you, what... Of course, your
Sorry,
dad came down, didn't he, from the...
My dad, yes, my dad came down for his 50th.
I remember meeting your dad.
You met my dad, you were lovely to me dad, actually. Sadly, he died that year, and he came down, he was 50 in the February, and then that Christmas he died, but you met him, and you were lovely to him. You see, I remember walking down the corridor downstairs, and you went over and said hello and put your arm around him and said, nice to meet you, see?
You bring the family down today?
Yeah, I brought my mum down, and my wife Susan, and my nan. My nan has come.
Does she, she's a bit of a character, your nan, isn't she?
Yeah, she is, God love her. She's, she put a flask up on train, which they won't know what that means, don't they? Will we?
No, it's a
put
flask of tea.
It's a flask of tea.
That's right.
Put a flask up means you brought... We're in first class, I treated them. Sorry, you treated us. In fact... I've got the receipts. And she brought some sandwiches. So when they came down first class with trolley, we had a Tesco's all nut bar and sandwiches out and a flask of tea. She said, the tea's stewed, Peter. Taste out. That's tea. That's tea. That's my tea, that. God love her. But she's always coming out with great... She said a great thing the other night. Did you see... Because that ran last Sunday, Stanley Kubrick's a chocolate orange, she called it. Did you see a chocolate orange? Stanley Kubrick. She calls them VD players. I'll have to get one of them VD players.
Where do you get all your material from?
I mean,
No, precisely. I mean, you just... I mean, you do... I mean, A, that's why you don't leave your roots. I mean, you like living up there, of course you do, but you just keep your ears open, and it's all there, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it becomes... I don't know where you get it from. My mum went to the library and said... woman said, your Peter's doing very well for himself, but he's always really quiet when he comes in here. It's a library. It's a library. What does she want me to do? Can I just return these, love, please? I think one of them's overdue. Do you want to check? What can you do? It's a library. But things like that are great sayings, you know.
Oh,
you
wonderful.
can. Mum, I'm going out. What should I say if anybody rings? Tell them I've gone out. Well, you know.
Do you take notes? Do you remember things and jot them down?
Yeah, I kind of... Susan, my wife, whenever we go to... We've been to tons of weddings. Susan's Irish Catholic like me, and we've been to... You're always going to big family do's, and I'm always just scribbling away on the table. So stop it. But you can't write it.
No,
so
you
you've
can't
got
write
to.
it, no.
Susan's brother said... We went on our honeymoon, I got married last year, and Susan's brother said, Paul, he said... did you enjoy your honeymoon? I said, yeah, first week were good, but second week weren't so good, because it was September 11th we went away. Said, first week were good, second week weren't so good. And he said, how long did you go for? I said, fine enough, Paul, a fortnight. But I love it. Is this... Is it free?
Absolutely. Well, you pay your licence fee, so it's not really, is it? I suppose.
But
Prepaid.
it's lovely. It's strange being here, though, after doing warm-up, and it's just... it's very weird. It is.
Is it?
Oh, yeah,
Did you ever think you might be walking down those stairs and doing the...
I used to clean them.
That's not usual. They don't make the other one.
No, they did. Well, I know, that's why I left, because...
They were giving you
I thought I'm doing too much here, you know. I'm going around with pledge at Dyson. And,
But when you were here, I mean, that was what, 1998, wasn't it?
Yeah,
That
98,
time. Was the Phoenix Night bubbling away in your brain then? Was the notion of it coming to the front? Or what?
Well, no, because I mean, I always worked at part-time jobs all my life, and I mean, it's not that my mum and dad didn't encourage me to be a comedian, but I could never settle in jobs because I were always, after about 4 months, I'd get sacked. Not for like, usually because I couldn't do the job, because most of the time, I was spending most of the time. It was like I wasn't there. It was like a lot of managers watching going, "You're damn right you weren't there, and you're not there now." But
what kind of jobs did you do?
oh, I started off packing toilet rolls and in Franny Lee's in Bolton, and I started doing that, and then I progressed to Netto. Are you familiar with Netto?
No, I'm not. No. And what did you do there?
I used to stack shelves, and then I lasted about 6 months there. And then I had all kinds of jobs: theatre, box office, cinema usher, bingo. Worked in bingo. I used to wash cups, and I got sacked from there for putting wrong fluid in dishwasher, and they come out dirtier than when they went in. But there were some great stories at bingo, which I used in that piece of cake thing. I remember one night, because I used to send you out collecting like cups, but when they're playing bingo, like you shouldn't. If you go, hey,
Yeah.
because they're playing, it's big money, you know. And it's like a religion, you know, and they'd be collecting. I remember one night I were up, and this woman, something happened, I don't know, she must have had some kind of, but she couldn't take it, or what, I don't know, but she had some kind of, she fell over, off a chair, you know. And they shouted, Tom's doing, calling, 4 and 1, 41, 5 and 3, 53. Supervisor. Why did the supervisor come over and help this woman? Because he put her in recovery position. So everyone carried on calling, and I'm thinking, this woman's, you know. But then he wanted another supervisor to come over and help her husband, because he were doing 2 books, right? He were doing his own and his wife's, and he couldn't manage. You know, 2 books. Scandalous. I'll tell you another one. I used to be an usher. £2.40 an hour and all the sweets I could eat. I tell you. I used to tell people endings of films as they were coming in. I'd say, there you go. I used to rip tickets and thread them through a needle. I'd go on a course. And I'd tell them endings of films. I'd say, there you go. 2 for 6 cents. I didn't think Bruce Willis would be a ghost. Enjoy the film. You know. And you'd love this. You used to get people in coming up to kiosks with prices. What's that about? That senior citizens. I said it's like a Mexican version of Cocoon. Senior citizens. But once we had a guy come in one Saturday afternoon. He came in, this guy, and he had God love him. He come in and he said, I don't feel very well. He said, and I think I'm going to have a fit. And I went, oh God, oh God. And he came in and he went into, we put him in corner and he laid down. They went and got the manager and projectionist Alan, he was from Job Club. And he was only partially sighted dwarf projectionist I've ever met in my life. He had a pair of binoculars and a stool. And they went and got, oh, he were a diamond, he. And they went and got in and they came down and saw this man, put him in recovery position.
What are you doing to this poor man?
No, I'm telling him, no, listen. And then, but listen to this, we had 200 kids in Toy Story. So I said, what are we going to do? Because if they pile out and they see him here, they'll be all panned. They rang for ambulance. So I said, what are we going to do? And the manager said, get that. And it were a 6-foot cardboard cutout, a flipper. Right? And they carried it over and they sat it in front of him. And all kids come out, you know, and I said, oh, God, you can't do that, you can't do that. You know, that's awful. And paramedics come and said, where is he? I said, he's over there. Behind Flipper. You could just see his head, you know. So, oh, no.
We shouldn't laugh.
You should, no, you shouldn't laugh at it.
No, you shouldn't laugh.
We're not laughing at him.
No, we're not.
We're laughing at the Flipper. Flipper. But I love working at cinema. Because I love film, and then when the cinema shut, I went, you know, I was doing stand-up comedy, trying it out, and when the cinema shut, I thought, well, I have 2 choices. I can either go and get another job, or I can have a go at stand-up. And
the reason why I love Phoenix Night is because it's an affectionate look at a disappearing part of our past. Certainly
Yeah.
my past, and Lulu too. I mean, Lulu played all those clubs, didn't you? I mean, up north, and did you ever? And Bob was coming on shortly, he did too.
Oh, yeah,
and it's an
I know.
affectionate look at them, isn't it? Because they're disappearing, aren't they?
Yeah, well, I love clubs. I was kind of brought up going to clubs as a kid, and my dad, wherever you worked, if there were a foundry, you had a club nearby you'd go to, and I always went to them at Christmas usually. I mean, we'd go on Saturday nights for different things, but usually I'd go when there were Christmas parties, and usually I used to watch the shoes, me, because you'd have committee members, and about 3:30, I'd watch the shoes, because one of them would do a bunk at 3:30, and he was usually Father Christmas. And then they'd always say, can I have the 11 to 12-year-olds for Santa Claus? And we'd go forward, and then we'd go in, and then we'd sit on the knee, and you know, say, so what do you want for Christmas? You go into the vault, into the room, and say, what do you want? And then I'd say, it's you, isn't it, Graham? Because I'd recognise his trainers, you see. And he'd say, all right, sod off, don't ruin it for other kids. Just take your toy and go, will you? But I love that. And I loved... My dad always used to go to clubs. I remember one night we went to the club and my dad... shocking wind. It's, I think that's Andrews, that. My mum used to make fizzy orange with Andrews liver salts. Orange cordial.
Oh, no.
I know, yes.
Oh, God.
Yeah, paid for that. But my dad once went to a club, I'll never forget this, and there were a guy on stage singing, I think he was called Tony Colorado, and he was giving it like, it's really great to be back here, you know, that knows. You know, like, it's great to be back in England. I've been in America for about 20 years now, that knows. And it really is good to be back here. You know, that knows. Letting it slip, you know. And he was singing, I think he was singing Wonder of You, Elvis. And I remember my dad, get right into it, my dad, he was singing away. And he got right, and he big finish, organist. That's the wonder of... And my dad went, in darkness, you! He'd be all, thanks, thank you for ruining my act. You! Thank you. He was all right, though. I'll tell you another story. This is funny, this. There's a guy in a dressing room, and an act come in once. I was showing a dressing room with this act. And he'd come in and put his bag down in front of heater, little heater on the wall. And this is where I got idea for Brian from this. And it blew back, this heater. There was a guy on stage singing, you know, welder by day, Neil Diamond by night, you know. And he's singing, don't go changing the track. I stand up for this, can I? Do you mind?
No.
Don't go... I can't. I'll go here, because you won't see. Hang on. I'll put it back. Don't go changing to try and please me. You never... I'm in the dressing room. He puts his bag down, and heat blows back. Bang! All lights go. You can hear he runs down, man. He blangs it. What have you done? He said, you put your bag in front of the heater. He said, you've blown the lights. You've blown the lights. And he ran on stage, grabbed microphone off this singer, and went, Marion, are them cash tills still on there? Are they still on? And she went, yeah. He went, right. That's all he was bothered about, money. Threw it back to this guy, went, I need to know that you will all... He didn't miss a beat.
Brilliant.
God love him.
Well, that was one of the inspirations of Brian.
Yeah, that was for Brian.
Let's be reminded of Brian, and let's be reminded of a sequence from Phoenix Nights. And this is, I mean, he's in a wheelchair, and this is where he's stuck.
Thank you very much.
It's a lovely, affectionate look, that of a disappearing part of the North. But why is he in a wheelchair?
I don't know. I just... No, seriously, no one had ever done a character in a wheelchair. I had nothing against anything. We never play on the disability thing. It's just that I always... Well, the thing is, he's called Potter, which I named after Lionel Barrymore's character in It's a Wonderful Life, Mr. Potter,
right.
who's in a wheelchair.
Yeah,
and I just thought, I don't know why. I would just... No one had ever done a comedy series about clubs, and no one had ever done a character in a wheelchair, and I was trying to do things that were new and just trying to make new ground, and it just came from that.
What's interesting, of course, and you're quite right, it is new, it's a new, fresh look at that.
But it's not.
But it's, well, my point, it's very old-fashioned.
Yeah.
It's lovely. I mean, it's Frank Randall, it's all those people.
Everything I've loved and been brought up on, and I think, sadly, when that generation dies out, because everywhere you go, you're seeing clubs boarded up and everything. And like I saw one other day with a big banner up said, "Posh New Bogs." You know, as if that's supposed to bring you in, you know, posh new bogs. You know, they're getting desperate now, you know. And
Sounds like
yeah, well, they're a queue outside, just want to get in for that.
It's a wonderful world.
But when they go, then that'll sadly be it for Clubland, and you know.
What about another series? I mean, quite obviously people are knocking on your door.
Well, my mum wants a bungalow, Michael, so I think she would. But there might be another
better
series.
do it.
No, I don't know. I think so. That's what my tour's called.
What?
My mum wants a bungalow tour. It is, because she does. I thought, I might as well be honest, haven't I?
Well, all the best to you anyway.
It's all right.
And I'm delighted you made it so good, and I'm sure you'll go to even better and bigger things.
I'm just worried about Job Club seeing this, so any chance of phasing my face.
Yeah, we'll get that.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Peter Kay.